Merry Christmas, everyone! It has been a while since I posted a long form. I've been really busy with school, but now that it's summer vacation, I can finally lock in again on making games for you all to enjoy. Starting today with a brand new Mascot horror game. In the spirit of the season, I decided to take a break from restricted for a while to make a Christmas game. And let me tell you, this game is easily the best I've made yet, so make sure you go check it out from the link in the description. Now let's get into how I made this masterpiece. It all began about 3 weeks ago, when I realized that I hadn't actually made a game in a while, and with Christmas coming, I figured it was the perfect time to make a Christmas game. So I got right to work. I decided that for this game, I would give myself a bit of a challenge. For this game, I have to make everything from scratch. No downloaded models, no mix-and-mo animations, nothing. Everything has to be originally made by me. Unlike my previous games, I decided to get the hard stuff out of the way and make the assets for the mascot of the game first. So let me introduce you to Sammy Snowman, the official mascot of Silent Nightmares. Yes, that's what the game's called. I don't know why, it just felt cool. Let me tell you, making animations for this guy was a nightmare, to the point where when I finally finished a walk cycle, it felt like I started to ascend. I made the rest of his animations, which was easier than the walk cycle, and imported them into Unreal Engine. Next, I needed a map to play the game in, so I 3D modeled a candy cane and duplicated it a bunch and used them to make a fence. I imported the candy cane fences into the game and layered them out in a sort of potato shape, with some extra walls sticking out for a sort of maze environment. But this in itself was a little bare, so I studied up on how to model a gingerbread house in Blender and scattered them across the map. I also modeled some gumdrop trees and giant globs of jelly and scattered them around the map as well. Now it was time for the gameplay of this horrifying Christmas game. I began making a simple AI blueprint for Sammy Snowman. It essentially functions with a player sensing component on the blueprint that activates the chasing function when it sees you and a random roaming function when it can't. After making this AI, let's just say it's a little stupid. But as I'm still not that good at making AIs, there's not really much I can do about that. Now that the enemy is at least functional, I needed a puzzle for the player to complete to beat the game. And what's more a Christmas themed puzzle than finding presents and placing them under the Christmas tree? But at this point of the challenge, it happened. I caved. I downloaded models for the presents and the Christmas tree. Why? I'm not too sure myself. Maybe I was tired or just too lazy to make my own. But for whatever reason, I didn't beat the challenge of making everything from scratch. I failed. But that wasn't going to stop me. I was going to finish this game no matter what. So I got back to work and made the blueprint for the presents so that the player could pick them up with a simple interaction system. Basically, how it works is it shoots out a line from the player camera and detects if it hits anything that meets the criteria of being interactable, and activate whatever function is hooked up to the interaction system. In the case of the presents, it deletes the objects from the map and sets a carrying present variable to true. I added some extra code to the player character so that when the carrying present variable is true, sprinting gets disabled until the present carrying variable is set back to false by interacting with the Christmas tree. I made it so that when the presents are placed under the tree, it turns on a set of coloured lights, and when all 10 lights are turned on, the player can escape back to their house to reveal a super cool ending. But you'll just have to download the game to see what it is. When I was originally creating the present puzzle system, I tried to implement a system that would randomize the mesh of the present out of 3 present models. But for whatever reason, this just didn't work out, so I had to scrap it, because I was short on time. Once the player was finished, I made all the UI for the game and even some pop-ups that will help guide the player through the game. Lastly, I added all the necessary sound effects all over and exported the finished product. Overall, making this game was a lot of fun, so please subscribe. And I might just make a chapter 2. Probably not though, unless this video does really good, so you guys know what to do. For now though, this game is available on itch from the link in the description, so make sure you guys go and download it. That's it from me, and don't forget to subscribe for a chapter 2. See ya.